I'm Geoff from GC2 Photo Club, and in this video I'm going to show you how to export images from Lightroom using the export dialog box. The first thing to do is open Lightroom in the library module, as I've done here. Select the images that you wish to export by clicking and shift clicking, or using the keyboard shortcut Ctrl and A, as I've done here. With your images selected, click on the export button at the bottom left of your screen, that's this one here, to bring up the export dialog box. At the top of the dialog box, click on the button here to choose where to export your images to from the drop down list. In this case I will select hard drive and export these images as JPEGs to my computer's folder, as I prefer to do those other tasks outside of Lightroom. On the left hand side of the screen are presets provided by Lightroom that give you the option to bypass the dialog on the right with one click. You just click on the name of the preset to see what it does, for instance burn full size JPEGs. You can also create your own user presets to save you time in the future if you have a regular method of exporting files. I will show you how to do this after setting up this current export method. In the box titled Export Location, you can select which folder to export to by clicking here on this button and navigating to that folder. You can also click on Choose Folder Later and then navigate to that folder after clicking on the Export button at the bottom of the box here. If you are using a preset, this is the best method. You can also select Same Folder as Original to place them next to the original files. You can place your images in a subfolder by clicking in the box Put in Subfolder here and giving your subfolder a name by typing in the box here like this. Click the Add to Catalogue box here to add these files back into your Lightroom catalogue. This will allow you to avoid having to re-import them using the Import dialog box. The box here that is next to the words Existing Files allows you to automatically overwrite existing files, choose a new name for the file, or skip. If you leave it on the preset Ask What to Do, Lightroom will ask you what you would like to do if it detects files that are already in the export location with the same name. This prevents you from overwriting your existing files accidentally. I will click here to leave this on the preset Ask What to Do. In the box titled File Name in here, you can choose to rename your files on export by clicking in the checkbox here and then choosing Edit here, then giving your exported files a new name and information by filling in details in the pop-up box. Take note that this will only affect the exported files, not the originals in your catalogue. Also in this box, if you are renaming your files, you can choose whether your extensions, such as JPEGs or TIFFs, are listed in upper or lower case. I'm going to cancel this dialog and leave the Rename To box unchecked, as I want to keep the original file names. The box titled Video is used for exporting video files, allowing you to select your video's format and quality. However, it is greyed out at the moment as I'm exporting stills. I'll collapse this panel by clicking on the triangle here next to the word Video. In the box titled File Settings, you can choose your exported image's format by clicking in the box here next to the words Image Format and making your selection from the drop down list. In this case I'm going to select JPEGs. You can choose your image's colour space by clicking on the box here next to the words Colour Space and making your selection. In this case we will stay with sRGB. You can use the slider titled Quality here to set the level of the image's quality, or you can type a specific figure in the adjacent box here, but in this case I'm going to leave the quality at 100%. If you checkmark or tick the box titled Limit File Size to here, you can set the upper limit of your file size. This is useful if your image is going to be used on a website with a limit to the file size. However, if you compress a high resolution image too much, for example down to 40K, it will be unusable. So change the pixel dimensions first if you want a very low res image for using online. I'm going to leave this box unchecked. Let's scroll down a little bit. In the box titled Image Sizing here, you are given options for resizing images. However, as Lightroom is a non-destructive software, it won't actually crop your images to these sizes if you're exporting to your hard drive, as we are here. It is better to use the crop tool in the develop module to set the ratio of your images before export, and then use the resolution box here to set the resolution of your exported images by typing in a figure. Like so. You can click on the button here that is next to the resolution box to choose whether those figures are in pixels per inch or pixels per centimetre. We will leave them on pixels per inch. In the box titled Output Sharpening here, you can choose to sharpen your images on export and select the type and amount of sharpening to be applied. Tick or check mark the box Sharpen For here, and then click the button to the right here and choose from the list whether to sharpen for screen or print. In this case we'll sharpen for screen, and then click on the other button here to select the amount of sharpening. I'll put this on standard. In the box titled Metadata here, you can choose what metadata is included in your image by clicking on the button to the right of the word Included, that's this one here, and making a selection from the drop-down list. If you select All Metadata, or All except Camera and Camera Raw Info, the three checkboxes titled Remove Person Info, Remove Location Info, and Write Keywords as Lightroom Hierarchy become active, allowing you to check those boxes to perform the designated task. In this case, I'm going to click on Copyright Only. Let's scroll down a bit to the next box. The box titled Watermarking gives you the option to add a watermark to your images. Check mark or tick the box titled Watermark here, and then click on the button here and select your watermark from the drop down list. As you can see here, I have created some user preset watermarks and they are listed here for me to apply. Click on the Edit Watermarks at the bottom of the list to create your own presets. If you wish to learn more about creating your own watermark presets, go to our video tutorial on how to do this if you're not familiar with this process. I'm going to leave this unchecked as I don't wish to add a watermark. The box at the bottom here, titled Postprocessing, gives you the option to tell Lightroom what to do after it exports your images. If you click on the button with the preset Do Nothing here, a drop-down list of options appears. Make your selection from this list by clicking on the name of that option. In this case, I'm going to click Show in Explorer. This will allow me to see the photos that I've just exported in my computer's folder and check that the export was successful. Once you have set up the export dialog to your satisfaction, you can click on the Add button in the bottom left-hand corner here to save this setup as a user preset for future use. Just give your preset a name by typing in the box here. We will call this GC2 Preset, and clicking the button titled Create here, and you will see that your new user preset is now listed in User Presets in the box on the left here, ready to be applied to any future exports with just one click. Finally, click on the button titled Export at the bottom here, and Lightroom will export your images to your chosen destination using the options or presets that you have selected. As I checked the box Show in Explorer after export, my images are now displayed in my computer's folder and I can check that they've been exported OK. That concludes our look at how I use Lightroom's export dialog to export my images to my computer's hard drive. Hope you found that tutorial useful. Please go to our website GC2photoclub.com for more videos and information. I'm Geoff Cable from GC2 Photo Club. Hope to see you again soon.